Hi, with quite a loud audience behind me, we can begin soon our march around Sognsvann to visit the local abandoned iron mines. Uh, yes, here in 1538, Mountain Krebbe, local priest, I'm not sure even if local, but yeah, priest, he described local iron ores in the form of magnetite in local rocks and the potential to mine them to supply the forges at Barium. So I will talk about them a bit at the stops by the mines. Yes, here we begin at Sognsvann. Behind me there's a small island that right now is protected. You should not go there because of the birds that are nesting there. That's why there's a boat or a canoe, I guess, behind me. I have no idea. Probably somebody broke the regulations a bit. There's a nice morning fog. I'm not sure how it is going to be visible in the video. And during one of my videos I think March to Vettakollen, I mentioned that Sognsvann comes from suge, which means to suck. And I talked about the hypothesis that it's from the fact that it was from the idea that it was swamp before, so sucky water. But there's also an idea that before they built the dam, there was quite a strong current here, and that was the reason for it to be sucky. So let us begin. So, now we are in Sogn Gruve, our first mine. Yes, I checked that my lamp is too weak for the camera, so I won't be able to show much. But yeah, and that's grotto that goes a bit farther. I'm not sure what I'm seeing in the camera. Oh, yeah, no. So the grotto goes farther, there's a turn to another shaft that provides light. Yeah, so this is like 20, maybe 30, no, I think 20 at most meters long grotto, and named after Sogn, nearby villages named after the lake. So, how did they mine iron here before? So in 1538 we had the letter of Morten Krabbe about the iron potential here, and what they did, they were burning fire by the rock, and the rock, as it forms, it traps some water, some gases, so they start to expand from the heat, and they start to crack the rock. So after you heat up, after you smoke rock, you can quite easily crack it, remove it, and mine that way. So that was our first mine. I'll do a quick round around, see how much you can see with the lamp, but I'm afraid that my camera is not going to catch enough. Yeah, and we'll continue along Svartkulp, a bit suboptimal around Sognsvann, and continue to Gaustad Gruve, our second mine. So we make a short break at the ruins at Snitch here. We walked around Sognsvann, before around Svartgulp. I should have mentioned that when we were at Sogn Gruve, or the mine of Sogn, that I tried to recreate the path from memory, and I went a few times the wrong way. Though I could easily just follow the path and just turn the multiple paths that lead to the same place. So it's difficult to get lost, or it's difficult to not find the place at some point at last. Here I want to show that from time to time we have these signs explain the history of the local area. So here, for example, we had the house belonging to Vestre Sogn, or the Western Sogn farm, which was much farther south. And this was Søndre Skjeggerud. I should show Søndre Skjeggerud, or Southern Beerville, Birdville. Sorry. And what I want to point out here is that we have this description that in 1865 we had 1 horse, 4 cows, and 2 sheep. Fjärke, I'm not sure what fjärke means. I'll have to check. Maybe there's poultry. I think it may be poultry. I have to check. I want to point to the word for, which is written with double A. Which you can find in some Scandinavian words, or older Scandinavian words, because that was the old way of writing O. It's still present in some Danish cities like Aalborg or Aarhus. And for, that's a dialectal Norwegian word that in Old Norse would be fær. Right now in Norwegian, I think in all Scandinavian languages, if not all Nordic languages, sheep is sau, or sau, something like that. And fær, or for, it fell out of use. It's used just in some dialects. And now, there's an interesting thing. There is a country, or I guess territory under Denmark, Faroes. And that comes from Færøyer, or sheep islands. And here a small trivia, that fær is no longer a word for sheep in Faroese, nor, as far as I understand, in any other Nordic country. And all the languages do some variations of the original name. So we have Faroes in English, we have Færøyske Ostrova in Czech. I don't remember other. I was checking quite a lot of languages, and everywhere there were some variations of this fær. However, in my native language, Polish, we do translate it to Wyspy Owcze, which means sheep islands, and that's the only language that does it. The name doesn't have a meaning in any language other than Polish now, because fær fell out of use in the Nordic languages. But yeah, let us now continue to Gaustad Gruve. Hi. So we are now inside Gaustad, the shaft of Gaustad, and I'm unsure what is the real purpose of this shaft because I have conflicting information. So the prior information I got about this place was that this shaft was the mining shaft, so they would mine iron from here. It's a 7-meter long shaft. I hope that on the camera of my poor lamp it was visible enough what was happening. However, I read today in the article that I hope I'll remember to link in the description that this shaft is just for was it in the article or maybe it was on Wikipedia? I don't know. But that this shaft was for draining water from the true mine. So we'll walk up in a moment and I'll show on the camera. I won't stop there for the commentary. I'll just quickly play. There's a big cusp. And either is the place where this shaft would collapse, or is the place where the iron was mined, and here we have the drainage of the water, and I believe you can hear now in the background the water draining. Yes, and also about Gaustad. So this is Gaustad Gruve. We'll soon go to Nye Gaustad Gruve, or the new Gaustad mine. And Gaustad was a village nearby. Now there's a district, a metro station. And Gau in Gaustad apparently comes from German Gau, which would mean something like municipality, commune. And about Germans, I should mention also that here the iron mining was performed mainly by German engineers, so they were brought from Germany. As not every farmer knew how exactly you should recognize the rocks, how you should process the rocks to extract magnetite, to extract iron ore. So yeah, let us continue now to Nye Gaustad, where I'll just swoop by with the camera and we'll continue further to Båntjern, or Children's Lake. So, after a bit risky climb up the platform, yes, I had to hold the camera, so one hand was not that useful. So we are now at Båntjern. So we're at Gaustad, at Nye Gaustad. Now we are at this lake, and Båntjern, name, Tjern comes from the word tarn, or it means tarn in English, and Bån. It's modified, yeah, a modified word barn, which means children. So it's a children lake, which sounds nice. Or why children lake? Why children lake? Why the name? That's because apparently people used to leave. If they had too many children, they would leave newborns around here for them to cry out fully and yeah, for the rest of their lives. So that's a happy accent here. Båntjern is a tarn. It's a very deep lake, small but deep, apparently 9 meters deep. I didn't measure it myself. I'm not sure where the deepest part is, probably somewhere in front of me here. Here below me you can see that there's there's a shore and it gets deep very fast. If I fall here, I fall on the rock and I die probably, or at least I get heavily injured and probably die soon after. If I fall 2 meters farther, I'm safe unless I fall with flat hands, then they hurt a bit for some time. I hope I can manage the jump with the camera without damaging myself. So yeah, so we can continue with the jump. Whew. Hi, so now we are at the last mine, Sharp at Riis or Båntjern, and I forgot to mention in the Polish version about Riis, bad luck. Here we have the last mine. Järnmalm is iron ore, so yarn like in Järnmalmstorget, one metro station at in the city center, which is iron rail square, and behind we have the quarry. I would say so. Sharp base quarry, so open area where we would mine rocks, in this case magnetite, and they were used in this was used in years 1798 to 1854, and all the 4 mines were roughly used until mid 19th century with breaks. So for example, Gaustad Gruve, the second mine, it was used for roughly 40 years in the 16th century, then long break, and either in the end of the 18th or in the beginning of the 19th century they resumed and continued until the 50s of the 19th century. And here I wanted to mention about, so we have that it was either Båntjern or Riis. So Riis is a metro station nearby, and it means shrublands in Old Norse. It's not rice. Yes, so now we can continue up to Vettakollen and we'll go even further. So we got to Vettakollen. The spot I wanted to record it right now is occupied, so I'm here a bit to the side. So Vettakollen, the part Vetta comes from a word varden, which would mean cairn or some warden, maybe. And here it was a wooden pile that was located here around this viewpoint. And when somebody guarding would see in the fjord that, oh, there are ships incoming, there are enemy ships incoming that could invade us, then they would put this pile ablaze to warn all the locals down in the valley that, hey, watch out, maybe evacuate, whatever, hide your valuables. because we are getting invaded. Yeah. And cool part, that's a rounded hill, and lots of cools around. And for example, there we have Holmenkollen, or Island Hill. I'm not sure why the name. Yes. So now we can continue to the Bird's Bog. And I don't like the fact that I'm getting sleepy. But yeah, I started quite early. I thought that the jump would wake me up, but yeah, apparently I'll also need to eat some breakfast, but that after the hike. So let's continue. So now we are by Myrvan. So it's small bog. Not Myrvan. Sorry, Fuglemyra. Yeah. So bird bog, literally. So fugl, as in Old English foal, bird, and myr. Eimyr, definitive would be myra, so a bog, or the bog. Then we have Fuglemyra hytta, quite a luxurious cabin, I would say, at least it looks from outside. Yet we are not heading there, we are heading further north towards the future library. And yeah, and that's roughly all. I maybe wanted to mention that myr comes quite often in some names, so wherever there's something with the bog. So, for example, my hike to Tarven started in Myrdal, or Bog Valley. It's a very good, I think, Danish or maybe Swedish band, Myrkur, or Bog Cure, Bog Medicine. There's for example, a company that produces ceremonial cocoa in Norway, Myrvan, or boggy water, swamp water. Swamp water doesn't sound good for a drink, but yeah, it functions somehow. Well, so let us now head for the future library. So, we are now at Framtidsbiblioteket, or the future library. So here, roughly 12 years ago, they planted some trees around here, and they plan to gather some poetry over 100 years until 2114, and then they will cut those trees, produce paper, and print that gathered poetry in the volumes, print out that paper produced from these trees here. So that's the project. As it's supposed to be completed in 2114, I suppose I'm not going to live until then. I would love to be alive for 118 years or even longer. I doubt I'll manage, but maybe. Yes, but I'm pretty sure that there are already people who will live until then. Yeah, and now we will continue our walk along Måneskinløypa, or the Moonshine ski trail. There is also Solskinløypa nearby, or Sunshine trail. And Måneskinløypa, I want to mention, is there is an Italian metal band that, as I heard, pronounced Maneskin. Or Mainskin, I'm not sure how people pronounce when they are from a more English-speaking world. And apparently the drummer of the band, as far as I remember, I think it was she has some Danish descendants, and from that she took word Måneskin, or moonshine, for the name of the band. That's why the band's name is written with this A with O above. That's a Scandinavian letter, O. So let us continue. So, we are on top of Frognerseteren. So this is the end of the hike. I'm still torn if I want to walk back, because it's going to be a bit below an hour, and if I take the metro and then go downtown, then I have to get back with the bus. It's going to take well over an hour, so maybe I should walk. But yeah, I'm a bit tired and hungry. Still no breakfast, and I guess it may be already 9 a.m. Yeah. So here we end at Frognerseteren at 469 meters above sea level. Below me, or behind me, there and below, there's Gryta, or the pot where Oslo is located. Here also starts Korketrekkeren, or the corkscrewer, the sledding trail that you can rent sleds down here and sled down to Midtstuen, take metro up, and arrive with this metro here back at Frognerseteren. Perfect timing. Yeah. And one more thing about the name Frogner. So we have district Frogner downtown, quite luxurious. And there is Frogner Park with sculptures. Frogner, if I recall correctly, comes from Old Norse word for manure, fertilizer, something like that. And down in the town there used to be a village or farm Frogner, and they used to have their summer settlement here for herding up here, so that's why it's Seter of Frogner, or Frognerseteren. Yeah, that's going to be the end of this hike, and I'll decide if I'm taking this metro or going by foot. So yeah, and I have to prepare this tomorrow. I'm going to Rjukan and doing a climb to Nye Gaustad.